city of the angels, this sprawling metropolis that sits between a ridge of mountains and the beaches of the blue Pacific, new earthbound angels keep pouring in by the thousands every year. People from all over the world, drawn by a city of limitless boundaries, a city with an unlimited capacity for enjoying itself, and one that offers unlimited opportunity.
6 days of rioting in a Negro section of Los Angeles left behind scenes reminiscent of war-torn cities.
I never would forget that ride in '65 because as a little boy, I used to kind of play with my army men. And me being 5 years old, I'm still not understanding, but I see all the smoke, I see the folks crying and things like that. I'm sitting there with the army men playing with them, but then when I look up, I see them standing in front of me. They was actually inside the community, National Guards, and so it was real strange to me.
Yikes!
What followed Wednesday's jury verdict in the Rodney King case was a tragic series of events for the city of Los Angeles.
I just want to say, can we all get along? Can we get along?
I'll never forget that day as a senior in high school, playing baseball during practice, looking north of the San Pedro High School baseball field, seeing the city on fire. Those images have stuck with me for a long time.
I policed the Watts community in the darkest of times, in the 70s and the 80s, and through the riots in '92. I know what happens when the police department separates itself from the community, when the police department comes apart from the community and does not work as a team.
We've never had a relationship at all. We always felt like it was them versus us and us versus them.
The uprising, really, it was a wake-up call for this city. There was a lot of mistrust. There was no communication with the community.
The folks upset, frustrated, tired of what's been taking place, and felt like law enforcement again on tape being acquitted. But we knew that we didn't want our community looking like '65. December of 2005, we had a bad year where 7 young men was murdered within a month, which was in Nickerson. The kids in that community couldn't even go out and play. It frustrated the whole community. One day we was out and we ran into Janice Hahn. We kind of told her that day, how could you ignore these young people being murdered in this community and you guys is not even paying attention? She called an emergency meeting where we'll meet at her office on Monday. So then, all of a sudden, Janet come walking in the door on that Monday with law enforcement. And so we was kind of upset because we supposed to be sitting down with you, not law enforcement.
LAPD did not at that point necessarily have the philosophy of engaging community. It was more of a suppression philosophy. And because of that, there was a history of really difficult, incidents, a lack of trust, people feeling like sometimes the police were acting more like an occupying force rather than, an entity that's supposed to protect and serve them.
We went at it. We fussed. We blamed them, and all of a sudden, Phil Tingiridies come in the room. And he apologized for law enforcement. But I love my job, he said, but I wear a badge that really hurt this community. And I don't want y'all to take that from what I want to do to help change this community.
I first met him at one of the Watts Gang Task Force meetings, and he was Captain Tingirides at the time, Captain T. He was the head, really, of LAPD here in the community, and brought a lot of calm and peace, but also dealt with a lot of challenges that were brought up from community partners as well as family members who have lost someone in the community. And I think that that's one of his great skills, that he is able to get people who are in very challenging situations to simply listen. Emada, she's a mom, she's a wife, she's a police officer, she's compassionate, and she does a hell of a great job. And there's a level of respect that I have for her because of what she's able to accomplish with the many, many hats that she wears. And it all comes from a place of respect. It all comes from a place of kindness. It all comes from a place of love. And that is why I think that she's an amazing leader and why I personally look up to her.
We were in a training together. I just never forget her loud, bubbly, boisterous excitement, smile, wearing the badge so proudly.
I think that the key to the success of Phil and Emada and what they have really instilled in all the officers that they work with is that they approach people like people. Less than maybe a year and a half ago, where there was a double homicide on Century Boulevard. And it's just very startling for everybody that this happened in the middle of the day. So the next day, I wake up and I open the newspaper, and there is a picture of Emada Tingirides reaching through a fence to console a woman who it turned out was the sister of one of the victims. And the look of anguish on this woman's face, I will never forget. But even more than that, or as much as that, the look on Emada's face of compassion, of empathy. She was not a cop in that moment. She was a human being offering comfort to another human being. And I thought that said everything about Emada.
The life of Emada really, really epitomizes why Watts. Emada, you know, grew up in the area and she worked really hard. And, you know, you give people the opportunity, you give people a different door to look through, you give people the light to look up to. Why not Watts? We have the ability to support. We have the ability to continue with expanding a safety net for a community.
We operate from a number of locations in South LA and Watts, but we have a beautiful 2-acre campus on the Civic Center block, which we are currently using, and we're going to expand over the next couple of years and build an even bigger, more wonderful site that can include partners and serve many more hundreds and hundreds of children.
It just took a long time for this all to happen. Thank God it happened. This is God's work.
This center, I am so excited about this center. When there hasn't been any construction or investment in this community in decades, just the sheer presence of it means hope.
Watts has really got a model for this country to take a look at what can change a community. We're down right now 67% in homicides compared to last year. It's 84% compared to 2011. So it's not just a one-year thing. There's no doubt in my mind that it has everything to do with the partnerships between Children's Institute, LAPD, the community, the elected officials, and everybody that's got a hand in changing this community in a positive way.
I want to thank CII for recognizing the Tingirides family for their C.H.I.P.S Philanthropic Service Award. Their heart, their enthusiasm for youth, their belief in community is nothing but outstanding.
They deserve it. They mean a lot to the community. You can ask anybody besides myself about them too, and it's always something positive and power about them too. And I think they make a good couple.
I'm looking forward to the future. I'm looking forward to our new campus that's going to be here, and I'm looking forward to the amazing work that we get to do. And doing it with partners such as Emada and Phil really make it all worth it as well, you know, because we're all in it together.
But nobody can do this work alone. Phil and Emada are the ones that have shown us the way. They have proven that in partnership you can really accomplish anything.
You 2, 3. Watts is worth it.
The silence is quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet.
I truly feel that Phil and Emada are deserving of the C.H.I.P.S Philanthropic Award because of their love for people, because of their leading with their heart, not with their handcuffs.
And we'll rise up, I like the waves, we'll rise up, in spite of the ache, we'll rise up.
I want to thank CII. Congratulations, Phil. Congratulations, Emada. This is a richly deserved award. You two are not only my friends, but two of my favorite police officers.
Phil and Emada, on behalf of CII, congratulations on receiving the C.H.I.P.S Philanthropic Service Award.